Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk to you about some of the sacred spaces. And, I finally, read your paper in detail. So I understand things a little bit better, a little bit better now. Yeah. But I really appreciate you taking me to Tema village and, the Yanbaru hike to the Hiji Falls. I mean, everything was such a good experience. So yeah, I guess maybe you can start. Maybe you can just introduce yourself and, talk about where you're born and how you made it to Okinawa.
Yeah, I was born in Fujian province, a feng village. So I grew up in the village, like a very rural area. So that's why I like the rural people and the rural landscapes and the vegetations and fruits, everything, agriculture. I've been to Okinawa about my age, 25 years old. At the time, I was a graduate school student, master student in Fujian Normal University. It's a university for become teachers university. So, and then they had exchange program between University of Ryukyu and my home university in Fujian. That's the first year. And then I say, oh, it sounds fun. So I just came to Okinawa, no Japanese, nothing. I know nothing about the Japanese. And then I came here, for 1 year, first 1 year to learn Japanese language, a little bit. And then I had got a chance to enter the graduate school agriculture, faculty of agriculture to learn. So, and then I say, oh, I love Okinawa, So I just enter my doctor program and then postdoctor, and then I just stay here.
Okay. But that was quite a different journey, right? Because you said that you had studied Marxist economics.
Yes, very, how to say, now unexpected life for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than expectation. At first I learned English in my university. I love English so much, When I was junior high school student, when I studied to learn English, I like the spelling. I practice spelling every day. In China, no English language environment. I learned from my Chinese teacher. This is a small town, very small town English teacher. I love it so much. So I say I go become to an interpreter, translator in the future. So I enter university, learn English language, and then I became an English teacher in the senior high school. I love my high school teacher life. I stayed 2 years in my hometown, and then I think, I want to know more about the society. When I would just learn language, we know the spelling, grammar, but I want to know the how the world, how the society, society like a movement, everything. So I just enter. At that time I pay a lot of efforts to enter the graduate school of economics in China, but it's like a Marx. This is a political economics. Yeah, yeah. Many coincidences in my life.
Yeah, it seems quite different from what you're doing now.
Yes, but I benefit a lot from my past learning, Now that's why we can talk now, because I had learned, not perfect, but I learned a lot, about the grammar in my university in China. And then I learned the economics. So now I'm trying to calculate. We talk about the trees in the sacred site and the windbreaks. So now I use economic methods to calculate the value, monetary value of the trees, environmental.
Oh.
Yes. So
okay.
I benefit a lot from my past experience.
Okay, wow. So I've never been to China.
Oh.
Can most people in China speak English?
I think Chinese people learn more English than Japanese students.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, maybe similar time, but because the personality, Chinese people are more like to talk a lot and to make new friends and more challengeable.
Okay.
So you can see many Chinese migrants in Hawaii, right? There are so many
Yes.
migrants in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I think you also talked about the Okinawan people, I think, a little bit. I think you talked about what you liked about them or how they were different. Can you talk about a little bit about that,
Yeah, because I'm working in the national university, so my surroundings are mainland Japanese. So like the Japanese, you recognize they are very, they are very workaholics. They are very strict. But Okinawa local people is opposite, They are very friendly. If they have find some, my mistake, for example, my mistakes are parking, they don't criticize. They never criticize. They say, people, I found local people never criticize. Even for the long behaviors, even for anything they don't like, they offer this very, very friendly, very nature. Like everything is like nature. Everything happening in their life is nature. They accept everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nowadays we talk about the utaki later, sacred sites later. So most of the people receive school educations. So we learn what is wrong, what is right? So we have the judgment for all the behaviors, all the actions. So we say, okay, when you are wrong, we criticize you. But for local people, I don't think they have anything for judgment. This is my feeling here.
Yeah.
They don't judge you.
Yeah. Do you think that's changed? You've been in Okinawa for 20 years, right?
Yes, yeah.
How has things changed?
I guess this is the modern life and traditional. This is the conflicts, or we say when the modern meets our traditional. When traditional people they insist on their traditional life, they worship the sacred site is the most important part of their life, village life. But for nowadays, it's not like they have faced a lot of challenges for the management of sacred sites because you can see, I thought in the end I added something. The sacred sites may don't contribute to my modern successful life. For modern successful life, we go to good school, go to the best university, go the best job, high salary. Okay, this is the modern life. Of course, for the local people, for the islanders, there are many smart, very indigenous, ambitious young people from the islands. They accept the modern standard life, the standards of our successful life nowadays. But that means actually for modern people, we don't need a sacred site or sacred life, spiritual so much,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We are separate. We have been so far of our spiritual world for the local people.
Yeah, that's too bad. But yeah, I guess, the younger generation has to find that balance. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I guess maybe, you talked about, because of your Chinese background, your professor suggested you study the feng shui, right? And
yes.
And then how did you? And you also could read the Ryukyu Koku Yuraiki.
Yes.
Yeah. Why don't you talk a little bit about that? I mean, I had never heard about that historical document before, but it sounds like it's really important.
Yes. Let's say the Ryukyu Koku Yuraiki. That's the official documents of the big happenings in the country. It's quite new. Just start from 1713. So this is the official documents by the government, and you can see the utaki sacred sites also record all the sacred sites record in this book, and also for the village name. So we know before 17 how many villages existing already have. They have the village's name before 1713. And then why I have the advantage for the research, because of, most of the important area for the high rank Okinawa people, they learn Chinese. All of them, they learn Chinese. They study Chinese, and they write the most important documents in Chinese words. So I'm Chinese, so it's very easy for me to understand. And also, they use not only the language, but also Chinese expression, expression. We talk about for example, we talk about the 4 directions. That means many, many directions. So we use that. This is, they learn Chinese culture, they learn Chinese language, and they also write out on Chinese, all documents. So for me, it's easy to understand. In particular for feng shui, we talk about feng shui geomancy. Now we didn't talk much nowadays in China, because we have the Communist Party. So, but in the history of China, feng shui is so powerful, having influence so all the people's life, but it's officially prohibited. It's like some religion, so it was not allowed to talk open in our offices in public. But in our life, yes, our life use feng shui for when you want to build a new house, we consult a feng shui master. When your parents die, we consult a feng shui master to select a graveyard. So very important in our life for everybody. So we know we talk a lot about feng shui. So for feng shui, but before feng shui, Okinawa have their own indigenous region. We say religion of belief. This is utaki, right? That's at the center of the spirits of the Ryukyu people. We talk about the original how the utaki is always the grave of the oldest ancestor. So they have their origin of their village. They have the sacred site. So this is the oldest belief in Okinawa, I guess. And then we introduce feng shui. It's from China, right? So it was believed feng shui was brought by Chinese immigrant. I'm not sure whether you remember the word of Kume Sanjurokuse, Kume 36 surnames. Ryukyu Kingdom, how to say, migrate. A lot of technicians from Fujian province, from my hometown. They taught technicians, I don't know how many people, but there are several hundreds, I guess. They use the word 36 surnames. For example, my Chen and Grand, they have that means 36 means many, numerous people to come. All technicians from China. It happened in the year of 1392. So usually talk about that is it was officially introduced to Okinawa together with Chinese immigrants here. But it's very interesting, and how to say this is, I say Okinawa is always talk about a champuru, that they mix everything. Okay, it don't like the Okinawa people like to the absorb everything from outsiders. So they introduce feng shui and then combine together with the original indigenous belief of utaki. So always utaki is the most important side of feng shui. We say, okay, this is when we talk about the landscape, when we look at the village landscape, we say, okay, where is the most important site for the village? Fortune. So they say, oh, usually it is utaki. So they just combine and taking utaki into feng shui landscape.
Okay.
I hope I didn't confuse you.
No. That was fine. That was great. I guess going back to the Ryukyu Koku Huraiki.
Yeah.
Do students in Okinawa, do they read that?
I don't think so. It's in Sullivan, so it's not it's not taught in school. It's on Sullivan means that it's all Japanese. Only historian can understand the text.
Oh wow!
You cannot read directly. Yeah, it's not Japanese.
You need to translate it for everybody.
Yes, we need our historian to to learn at least 3 years. They had to learn for many years and then understand the words and translate for us.
Yeah, I would really like to read that, and if anybody ever translated it to English, So.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. Okay.
Yeah.
But it'd be very quiet. But we have modern Japanese. It's possible. It's already translated to modern Japanese, so it's possible to translate English.
So it's been translated to modern Japanese.
I didn't find. Yes, already modern Japanese.
Okay.
We have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe you can start talking a little bit about, like, I guess, utaki worship, and what does that mean? If you're going to explain that to me or somebody who doesn't really know, like, what is utaki worship? And you said utaki worship is at the core of indigenous religion throughout Okinawa. Yeah, what does that mean? How would you explain that?
Yes, utaki, like when we talk the shrine, the jinja. So it's easy to understand, right? Jinja, this indigenous religion of Japanese people. But utaki is not a jinja, not totally different from jinja. This is for lineage village, the sacred site. So when we say for a village, at least they have one utaki. That means the origin. We say utaki, how utaki been created. Okay, we say sacred site. How has been the sacred site created? It was always the grief. We are the oldest ancestor of this village. But we talk about the passage utaki. We know that the village, they move, right, several times. Perhaps in the past, they live in the slope on the mountain, the hills, to escape from the strong typhoons. Okay, in the history of Okinawa, people suffer a lot from the typhoons. So at the very early history, they just live inside on the slope, inside the mountain, right? Mm-hmm. Just under the rock, somewhere. They hide the houses from the strong typhoon. And then we have the windbreaks. Okay, we talk about windbreak. You saw a lot of windbreaks. So they have when they know how to use the windbreak, so it moved down to the coastal area, more convenient for them fishing, right? For agriculture, and also, my opinion is that they also for the management, because when the people are scattered in the mountain hills, it's difficult to collect tax. We know that Ryukyu Kingdom, they have the very heavy tax on the people and the local people, village people. They need to pay tax to China, right? And then to go to Satsuma, the mainland Japan, right? They have double burden. We always say double burden for the people. So they need to collect tax from I guess this is also policy to have accumulate people in the narrow areas to secure the farmland. Okay, we say, okay, let's return to the sacred site. So when the people move to the better place for living, they also have it's very difficult for them to go back to their original site of the utaki, right? Very far, the mountain, not very far. So they also created some passage. We say in Okinawa, otoshi utaki. So they have they worship in the column utaki and face. They have the face, the original, the direction of original utaki.
Oh, I see.
They had the direction, so they can tell the direction is when you worship in the passage utaki, you are facing the prayers are facing our original utaki. You face the original site. So we know that which one is this is process or move. For utaki, this is sacred. We also talk a lot about gods in Okinawa, right? The gods we worship for the water and worship for the earth. We worship for nature in Okinawa. But for utaki, it's usually a lineage village for the whole village. Therefore, the collective god.
What do you mean by collective god?
I mean for the whole village.
Okay.
Yeah. But also we talk about the god of fire. This is for one family. My family, for every family, they have the god of fire. So they have different this kind gods in charge of different things. For utaki, in charge of our harvest, and for safe voyage, happy life, everything. So it's very important. I read a book, very famous book by a geographer. This one, Nakamatsu. He talked about the religion.
What is that called, Bixia?
Nakamatsu. His name is Nakamatsu.
Okay.
And he talked about the origin of the village in Okinawa. He's a geographer. He talked about why utaki is important for the people's life. He said utaki is the place for people to pray for the bountiful harvest, and then for the happy life, no disaster. That's an important book.
What is the name of the book?
It's all village, is it? The Asian village.
The Asian Village.
Asian villages in Okinawa.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good book.
Okay. Yeah, and then also how does the utaki and being the central point of the Ryukyu religion, how does that tie into like the noro system, I guess?
Yeah, noro system was created by Ryukyu King. It's like hierarchy system of the praise system. It's very special in Okinawa. It's like a public service noro for the high rank of noro. So they have in Shuri Castle. In Shuri Castle, the sister of the king or the wife of king serve as noro. This is Kikoe Ogimi, the title. This is the highest rank of noro priestess. And then they also assign the relatives from the loyal family to become the noro in the administrative township level. We say district level. Magiri in Japanese, we say magiri means nowadays in Japan nowadays the town city level. But for the Bixia, we've been to visit the village. There's a natural village, small village hamlet, and it's not that noro is not official one. The priestess is a hierarchy system. So the top of the noro system praying system, it's in Shuri Castle, inside the Shuri Castle. And then they also assign from the loyal family from Shuri district. They're from capital. They also send the females to become noro in the township level, in the district administrative village level.
Mm-hmm. But what did you say about the noro and Bixia?
Bixia noro is like a hamlet. It's the lowest level.
Okay.
But she also I also talked to the community head. She's in charge of praying in the utaki of Bixia village. It depends. They say they have the customs. For some noro, they in charge of one or two villages. So they say in the history, our noro in charge of which village. They have the rules. But Bixia, I believe she only served for our Bixia village.
Mm-hmm.
She, after, Ryukyu Kingdom became the prefecture of Okinawa. We say Ryukyu Shogun. After the Ryukyu Shogun initiation, Ryukyu to Japanese government. So the noro system has just abolished. So after that, but those noro ladies, they continue to serve as the priestess in the village. Even for Bixia, she become very old now, more than 80 years old. But she said she still made a lot of offer to play twice a month in the utaki, serve the village. She's playing for the whole village.
Mm-hmm. So how about Tema also? Does Tema have a noro also?
I don't think so. I met nowadays they also have the ritual, right? Ritual ceremony, the many ceremonies to take place. So the community head and the secretary, the two people, they go to worship in all the sacred sites.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like Bixia, like some village when Noro become old and now they don't have the new generation to take place her nowadays.
I see. So what is the difference between, I guess, the utaki and the ashagi?
Utaki is the place for the god, a guardian deity, the place like a residence of our guardian deity. So our deity is over there, okay? And all in peace, tranquil. Like this is always located in the outskirts of the village. But for ashagi is the place for we invite our guardian deity from Utaki to come inside the middle, usually located in the middle of the village, in the center of the village. And in Okinawa, another important features of Okinawa richer, different from Japan is that local people, village people, they dance and also have offered the awamori to the gods to please the gods. So they dance, they sing, and they want to please and say thank you, express their gratitude to the god. They invite God into their village. Okay, the god come here, and then we just like hold a party. And local people they offerings.
Is that still very common?
Just like guest. There's a guest house, something like that. Ashagi is something like guest house for the god.
Mm-hmm.
And the utaki is the residence of the god.
But do the various like hamlets, do they still celebrate in the ashagi and invite the gods in? Yeah.
Yes, it's common nowadays.
It's common. Okay.
Usually in Okinawa there are so many rituals, but for some, so like in Tema, they combine the important sacred site together, right? So they don't have to walk many places. It's a heavy burden for our old people. So they combine or they just decrease the ritual. But for example, for some very important harvest, honensai and some incense to send off the insects. There are some important festival they do. They still continue. For example, if they don't have the noro priestess, so the community head displays the priestess to give praying. So still in Okinawa, alive in Okinawa.
So when we went to visit Tema village, in front of the community center, you called that the Sankajo or something, right? Right in front of the community Sankajo. Yes. Is Sankajo an ashagi then?
Sankajo literally means three sides. Three sanwas, three sacred sides. So they combine the utaki. This a passage utaki. The original utaki in the other side of river, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they build a new a passage utaki to worship the original utaki, and then it also has ashagi. Yes, ashagi inside in the same the ground, the same ground.
Okay.
Ashagi, and then also they have the hinokan noro hinokan. They move noro hinokan to the sankajo.
Okay. What is Hinukan again?
Hinukan is a god of fire.
God of fire. Okay.
God of fire.
Yeah, so they moved those three sacred sites, you said, into the Sankajo.
Sankajo.
Yeah. And there, inside that area, there's a passage utaki that faces, I guess, the
original utaki.
The original utaki. The one by the water.
Upu utaki.
Oh, okay. What is it called again? The original one?
Upu utaki.
Upu uta. Okay. I think I understand. I think I understand now.
Yeah.
Okay. Because so we walked across the street and they had the Japanese, what do you call the Japanese
bridge?
Yeah.
Tori?
The tori.
Tori, yes.
Yeah, the tori, right? But I think you said that wasn't typical, right? That's more modern.
Yes. Like tori was said to establish just when Okinawa Ryukyu Kingdom, okay, so Ryukyu Kingdom finish, and we transfer to Okinawa Prefecture, okay, and it become a part of Meiji government. At the time, after 1879, after 79, we become no king here, okay. King moved to mainland Japan, and then the Japanese government want to Japanesize our Okinawa local. So at the time, maybe no Japanese, no local language, no dialects, only Japanese, very strict at that time. And then we talk about utaki is very important for the Ryukyu people's life, like the core of the spiritual system. That's why we also want to Japanese the sacred sites. So they add the authority. Not common here, It's new, so built about 100 years ago, but not common. Most of priest people, local people, they don't want to be. They say, oh no, we don't need authority. Really bad. Some places. For authority, it's not common here.
In the utaki, typically only women could go into the utaki area then?
Oh, yeah. For utaki, for worship only for the village people. And we talk about for the, this is worship hall. Worship hall, that means we have the offerings, local people during the ritual, all people come here to worship. But for the inner garden, behind of the worship hall, it's not allowed for no males are allowed to enter, only the females. Actually, only noro are allowed to come into we never go to. This is the room of our God. So we never come. We never go. No male. But males, for the rituals, for the ceremony, we need to prepare offerings, right? We cook the pork. We cook the pork. We need to cook the pork and other things prepare for the God as the offerings. Okay, so at the time the males are very active. They do all the preparation work for the offerings and then prepare. Like for example, they cut the tree leaves to pave the garden, right, for people to come, or many people come to the utaki. So this is, we say, it depends on the area. In the backyard of the utaki, no prohibited. It's prohibited to enter. But for the worship hall, not common for no outsiders come. They will got very angry. If we just like I say no, even if we say the lady, she was very angry at me when I went to see I just entered the worship hall to have a look. But she say no coming, go outside. Okay, actually I know her, but she just said no coming. For worship hall, it's for village people only.
Oh,
yeah. So we say front yard and back yard.
Mm-hmm. So the ashagi though, everybody can go into the ashagi area?
Yes. Ashagi is like a guest house for the god.
Okay.
When I guess when during the festival, the ritual, they invite the god to come, and then we sing off God, right? Bye bye, and they go back home. So this ashagi, I guess, but we usually don't enter. This is a room ashagi, right? Roof, very low roof.
Yes.
Low roof, okay. So not enter the roof, under the roof.
You don't go under the roof.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that is exactly. This is place for them for the offerings. They put offerings under the roof, right, inside the roof. Like you can see no wall, right? Only pillar.
So that's where they're calling the gods too. They're calling the gods too.
Yeah, for the god. Yeah, this place for the god, not for us. So we come outside. Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. So yeah. So I don't do that.
People are still very, how to say, I'm so sorry to say they are serious. They are like we don't see any figures. Okay, we didn't see any figures. We didn't see nothing, right? Actually, nothing visible, right? But they are taking very serious. Just like a small with a roof, right?
Yeah.
And then pillars, nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people, this is sacred site, no instrument, no entry.
Okay.
It happened that in the Taketomi Island, Taketomi Island. You know that usually because it happened the male, their son has a manager. They have somebody, a family from a male from the family. They are taking care of the sacred sites. They clean the garden, okay, front garden, and clean the area, maintain the sacred site every day. So this is the most clean area in the island. So foreigners came and they camp inside the. They camp inside the worship hall. Yeah, it happened in Taketomi Island.
Oh no.
And then they say, lots of the manager said, "Oh, I'm so surprised to see that. For foreigners, it's difficult to understand. This is the tranquil side, very good place for our God to take a good rest. Okay, no instrument, no entry, but the foreigners, they can do camp inside.
Oh no.
It's very clean. Okay, I will show you next time in Taketomi Island. They use they take the clean sand from beach, white sand, pave the sand, pave the floor. Okay, very clean, no leaves, nothing. They clean every day. This is most important places for the village. Okay, the hamlets. So they have some already old, but they clean every day. They come to check. Actually, they told me that we do an interview with the people who take care of the utaki. So he said I go to check. I go to check every day. Yeah, for the leaves. In heaven nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about that in your paper too, right? How I guess some of these sacred sites are becoming tourist attractions, and
yeah, for Japanese tourists, they are very curious about office. There are also some introductions of the sacred sites. You can see sacred site on the map. Yeah, they are very curious about the sacred site and go to have a look. But actually, this is no entry, not allowed to go. Yeah, that's a problem nowadays.
It's a what? It's a
problem.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, the local people, they don't like it. They no entrance, no entry. They didn't like. This is not the place for the sightseeing. Okay. Not the sightseeing. Yeah.
So, because what is that famous utaki that's always in the pictures? Is it like Sefa or Seifa or?
Seifa utaki.
Yeah. Do people go there or?
Yeah, tourists go there.
But they don't. They go inside or they outside. Or what do they do?
Oh, I don't think so. There are some. Yeah, there are some areas. It's prohibited to enter, I guess.
Okay.
But like Okinawa government want to make money from tourists, so they open. Actually, nowadays they have problems of the environmental problem. So many tourists come and they have the change the vegetation, the problems of vegetation.
What happened to the vegetation?
Maybe the tourists they bring the invasive species.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so many people come, Saifa, that is very famous. Yes.
Is that a passage utaki?
Yes, passage utaki to Kutaka Island.
Oh, to Kutaka Island. Okay.
When we have they have the, I should to review about that the story. You say when a new king created, so they have the team from Shuri. They departed from Shuri, led by our Kikoe Ogimi. This is I say the top of the noro. Kikoe Ogimi she led a team from Shuri castle and go to Seifa Utaki to worship. So and for the New Year, some very special. This Seifa Utaki is for the king. So our Kikoe Ogimi serve for king and our kingdom. The Kikoe Ogimi, she pray for the health of king. She pray for the fortune, a good luck of the Ryukyu kingdom, the whole kingdom. She served the whole kingdom. So she came to walk to Sci-Fi Utaki. So we didn't go to Kudaka Island directly.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Like on behalf of King, the Kikoe Ogimi, she on behalf of King and go to worship the god of the kingdom in Sci-Fi Utaki. It happened that one Kikoe Ogimi, she died Yambaru on the midway. Because of the she, and we have her grave here nearby my university.
So does that still happen every year?
Outer Okinawa Prefecture, I guess continue until the Ryukyu Kingdom finish.
Oh, so they don't do anything like that.
They say the scale, down scale, because of the budget. It spend a lot of money. You spend, for a lot of people to come to travel several days and do some separation activities in Sci-Fi Utaki. And I remember it say downscale. Of course, not now. Okay, not nowadays. Nowadays they have some recover for tourists.
What do you mean by recover for tourists?
Yeah, they do the activities for the not like before we do this is for say they do for the kingdom for the king, right? But nowadays for the tourists as a tourist attraction, I remember they have some ceremony nowadays. I'm not sure.
What do you know about that Izaiho ritual on Kudaka Island?
The same to you. I only have the video. NHK video taken by NHK now on YouTube. You can see 2 hours two times of the video. Yeah, Izaiho. I am quite interested, but they say they will finish by it's 1981, right? So it's a very interesting Okinawa culture. And when the island, Kudaka Island, they found that they cannot continue because all the females will become noro and priestesses, for the island. This is our fate for the female, maybe female village people to become the priestesses. That means they have a lot of ritual activities on the island. This is for the island of the sacred island. So, and then it came to 1981, something like that. They decided they found that they cannot continue the same scale. All the females come and they do festival for 3 days, right, in summer. There's a lot of money and time, and it's very interesting that in Okinawa they say if we cannot maintain the same quality, we cannot do so wonderful things anymore. They don't want to downscale. They want to make it simple. Say okay, we stop. So they just determined to stop by 1981. Izaiho.
Yeah.
They want to be perfect or nothing. Yeah.
I was just listening to some of the recordings from that ritual, and it was so interesting just to listen to. Yeah, I mean, it's different,
Yeah, it's good for outsider. We say okay, that's so powerful, but for local people, it means a lot of work, labor, time. To preparation and long time. They start in the early morning until the midnight and outer, the immigrants, many Okinawa people move from island to Osaka and Okinawa, Naha. So people, depopulation problem and aging, for all people, they say we cannot continue. It's very challenging. For us, for outsiders, it's wonderful, splendid. But for local people, it's like time, labor, and many things, difficult to maintain anymore, to continue anymore.
Yeah, again, it's I don't know. I just feel a little bit sad that so much of those traditions and everything are just going to be lost.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you are right. We feel I'm sorry to see, but I also understand the situation in the local. They are volunteers, They are all volunteers. But in the past, maybe local community people can continue. But nowadays, we say this is modern, maybe the modern system, society system, people don't. But I can understand their thinking, Nowadays, even for example, for Ihea Island, I heard that some noro, they already married. They marry out in Osaka, but they will fly back for the rituals. So you can see these ladies, they pay for their flights to go back to the village for the rituals. This is volunteers. So I'm also I don't know much about that. But I'm thinking, why not for the government? For government to pay some subsidies for sustain our noro system.
Yeah. Well, plus I think a lot of younger people maybe are not interested, right? They're not interested in doing that.
No young people, yes, difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. So when we went to Tema, there was that picture on the wall that they showed. It was some kind of festival, right? They're burning. Yes. They're burning something. I think you told me it was the Otsuna Hiki festival.
Yeah, Tsunahiki. I'm already forget about it. So I call the community day center last Friday and talked to a lady. She said it's a Tsunahiki. It's a festival for the harvest.
Oh, okay.
Like take place in everywhere in Okinawa, but we have three famous ones. It's Naha, Yonabaru, and another is Itoman. Okay. So very huge. Naha, you can search Naha Otsunahiki. You can search, you can see this is millions of people attend the event.
Millions? So we can what?
Maybe, I don't know, that million, maybe 10 of.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, 10 or thousands. I never been there. This year I can never go there. Too many people, very famous. They are very huge. The rope is from rice. It's from rice. So I'm not sure whether so in some places they also plant the rice, not for the food, but for the ritual. They don't use this kind of things like import from China to use for the gods. So they plant it. That's the way they maintain their traditional agriculture in Okinawa. So we said, I have thought it's a fire. After Tsunahiki finished, they burn the rope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So were they burning like the rice stalks or something?
Stock,
That's what they were burning? Okay.
After finish.
Mm-hmm.
This event started quite, it's an old festival. It seems started from 13th century. It's very old one.
Mm-hmm. So the biggest one is in Naha.
Naha, Yonabaru, and Itoman.
Oh, okay.
All in the south part of Okinawa.
Mm-hmm.
Naha, Yonabaru, and Itoman.
Yeah, I just remember meeting those two Obasan. My Nihongo is so bad I couldn't understand really what they were saying. But I mean, they were really nice,
Yeah.
I think you had mentioned that previously, like the utaki and the village was in the mountains because of the typhoons.
Yes.
So how did that transition happen then? Because we see the fukugi, right, around a lot of the sacred sites. Did somebody just import the fukugi? Because that's not native to Japan, right? That's from somewhere else.
Yes. I guess it's from South Asian, from Java, some place. But it spread very quickly in Ryukyu Island. I don't know what happened first. I guess in the Ryukyu Kingdom, they want to accumulate our residents. The accumulated residents from the, for the nature settlement, people like if they have the freedom to select, they can live everywhere, right? Scatter everywhere. But the central government from Sejong period out of the 18th century, they want to collect tax to have a better management of the Ryukyu economy. So they collect people, have all the people, they force people to move to the coastal area. Okay. And you can see the homestead, the house areas, it's very narrow in Okinawa, in particular for the south part. I don't think this is, it's very narrow in a rural area. It's narrow and small area, and they have secure more the land for agriculture. So this is a new, and then fukugi windbreaks. Windbreaks. When they find, okay, if we have the windbreaks, that means people can live on the coastal area. Otherwise, people cannot live without the windbreaks. And they also find fukugi is really a good, very good species, the best species for the village windbreaks. So in the Amami, in the north of Okinawa Prefecture, we can see also banyan tree as the windbreaks. And also tamanun. Tamanun also is very common in the south part of Okinawa. And other species also very strong for typhoon. Good species. And other good species are windbreaks. But people, you can like local Okinawa people select fukugi. You can see all the trees are only fukugi windbreaks in Bixia, right? Because we have the fukugi trees have very deep root and very narrow crown. The windbreak don't take too much space. This is the best species for the Okinawa villages.
I think your paper said that fukugi and ashagi. No, not akagi.
Akagi.
What is the other big tree?
Akagi, what's the common name for akagi? Akagi is unique and the sacred site. So you have a question, say, why fukugi was found in sacred site, right? Fukugi is also very common in the sacred site. Of course, with sacred site, we need the windbreaks. So we say fukugi function as a windbreaks, as well as spiritual significance,
So maybe there is a spiritual significance to fukugi?
I want to argue that. Well, I want to argue that the local people, they say they have the, thanks to fukugi trees, they have the good life, happy life in the coastal area. So they have the special, like cultural significance for people, for the Okinawa people. So they want to. That's why they plant the fukugi trees in the sacred sites.
Mm-hmm.
So in south part of Okinawa, Yaeyama, we say Yaeyama region for Iriomote, and the nearby area of Iriomote, we can see pure fukugi sacred site. I want to say that fukugi is the most important tree species in sacred site in Okinawa, in the south part of Okinawa. Why? Because I guess because outer people introduced fukugi as their windbreaks, and then they found they have some emotion, They get some emotional connection to fukugi trees, and that's why. And then they planted the fukugi trees inside the sacred site. Not only for the windbreaks. I don't think it's only windbreaks.
So what other trees have spiritual significance?
Significance, tamanu as a windbreak, tamanu, and akagi. Here, I cannot remember the English name for akagi. Akagi, it should be important species in Okinawa, because I found some very huge akagi. I mean, the people that we call, let's go to mainland Okinawa. On mainland Okinawa. In mainland Okinawa, in the north part, we do go to Hiji Ashagi. We see huge akagi, right? Mm-hmm. So my observation is that the akagi was planted before fukugi, fukugi, in the earlier age of the fukugi. So, and I have another evidence to support my assumption is that in Shuri Castle, there's a Kinjo Town. This is Jokamachi means this is the village, no hamlets. Okay, just next to Shuri Castle. They also have very huge akagi trees inside the sacred utaki, Kinjo district. So I guess I don't know why, but this is a very primary assumption. I guess this is from Taiwan because I saw the many akagi as akagi are very important trees in the south part of Taiwan. Taiwan is south part of Taiwan for the indigenous people. They also worship akagi in south part of Taiwan. Mm. But I need to prove it. More. I need to find more evidence to prove the assumption. So I want to say that the sacred sites, how to then design their sacred site. Local people, they design their sacred sites during the long history of communication with Taiwan, with the Southeast Asia and China.
I see.
You maybe too much details. So
no, that's fine. Thank
so
you.
I can say I want to say that people like to say they have some intentions and they have some purpose for the tree selection, not only naturally selected.
Mm-hmm. I think your paper also said that when you a lot of the utaki areas now, they're very bright and I guess really clean, you know. But you said that I think before the utaki areas were more dark and they were really like in the forest or
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For Tima's case, the old people told me that it was like I want to say in the past the people have the sacred site more sacred. You know, this is more not the routine, not everyday life. The sacred site is more far from our life. People don't enter the sacred site, utaki, in your everyday life. So utaki is only open for the rituals, right? So it's more far from our life. But nowadays they move to the convenience side, like a Tima, they move to the entrance of the village for the convenience of playing, right? They move, and then they got some funding from the central government. You know, central government pay some budget for better rural area. So say, okay, a better rural area means they cut the garden of the utaki, the surroundings, and then to build into the playground for the kids. Also, no kids in the village. no kids in the village, but they say, okay, this is for the better rural life, you know. So this is a problem for the shrink size. The area become much smaller. So it's open. You say the backyard of the utaki it's like a reclaimed, open, right? Cut off. But in the past, we have more buffer zone. We say buffer zone. We had and like in this core area, we have the fukugi, and then in the surrounding, we have banyan, nature trees, very dense, very dark. But now they have like a lot of funding. They use the funding, and
what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's like I don't think that we talk local people take care of the sacred sites are not the people who work in the office, public server. The public server, they know nothing about the sacred and the rural life. Or we always say, okay, and those people never go to the village, right? They just like check exam the document, say, okay, this is good reason, and they give money, right? But they have never been to the sacred site. Maybe they never go to rural area for those funding person, okay, public server. I mean, people are separate. They don't never do any like exchange ideas in change of the modern life and the traditional life. They're separate.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about because I think you talked about they cut all the understory and everything. They keep everything all clean and they built a playground right next to the sacred site.
Plant the cherry blossom, and shikosa, and then the gardening. So people. So I say, but in Taketomijima Island, we found the problem. They plant this on the gardening. Okay, in like introduce species of gardening species on the passage. They believe is beautify. Okay, but my collaborator told me don't say it this way. I say, okay, we do show them the current situation in the maybe for the clean of the floor, and then. This is one person in charge of the utaki. It's not this kind of information is not exposed to other village people. And also for the opening of the back forest, it's like by the government, the funding provided by government. And when people notice, okay, it's finished, it's already cut off. All trees cut, clean up.
Oh,
But I'm also outsider. So I should be very careful when I talk about the problems. I think the problems. This is my opinion. Only my opinion. So I hope that in our project in Taketomijima Island, we provide the information to the village people. We just talk to them, okay, what's the current regarding the nature, nature conservation, sacred sites, indigenous knowledge. I mean, for researchers, local people, and also the public officer, we are living in different world, We never come together to talk about this kind of things, So all of us are making every effort to do our best.
Yeah.
So for local people, they also insist on their traditional way, and public servers, they receive the modern education, right? They also right, but I don't believe that we do the right thing for the sacred site of Okinawa, like mismatching, mismatching of the knowledge, mismatching of the information.
So what is your job? Is your job to help the local people and the public office communicate?
Yes, this is what we are doing nowadays. We survey on the vegetation, so we can tell from the tree age, from the tree sites, we can know which one, and the location we survey on, measure the location. So we know the fukugi trees was planted on the borderline, and it's nearby the borderline to determine the sacred area. So we know that and from the science is already 200 years ago old or 300 years old. We know that it's important. 300 years people ago, local people planted the trees in this way. Okay, and then we enter the forest, and we know what's the problems of without management, no management when the already regenerated by the nature resources. And we know the old fukugi trees fall down because of the old age or typhoon. So now we are talking about the situation. Okay, what it's like, and then what are problems? From the forestry science. From forestry science, we talk, and we also do the interview from noro priestesses, ask them about, they then record their memories. Okay, what has been done and what is our regional ways of managing practice in the past. So next step, we are going to propose some suggestions for the idea significant scenario of the sacred forest in the future. So what kind of tree species, and even interesting things that we are very sensitive to the tree species. Okay, we know which one is planted, which one is naturally generated, is volunteer tree species. And then we share our forestry knowledge with the local people. Of course, we cannot force people to follow us, but we suggest them. Mm-hmm. What do you think? So we can do a better sacred forest.
So did you say you're interviewing a lot of the noro and just documenting, I guess, their stories? Oh, that's really interesting too.
Yes, we observe the tree planting for the inner garden of the utaki. We see two small fukugi trees over there, because of the original banyan tree fell down, so they replanted. So I asked them why they use this. So they use the fukugi inside the inner garden, the place of the god, take a rest. So we also collect this kind of information. Also, we want to mention that the utaki is very specific. Not we will not give the unified manual for the sacred sites of vegetation. We collect data for each, maybe because of the location. Some utaki is the coastal area. Maybe they are dominated by the coastal species, not fukugi, maybe tamanun and others. But for other sides, maybe dominated by fukugi. So we base all our suggestion. We base our very careful observation and also survey. We do survey in very details. Interesting, very interesting. You spend a lot of time. Yeah,
Yeah,
vegetation.
your survey was very detailed. The whole
Yeah, very detailed. Yeah,
very detailed.
yeah, yeah,
All the
yeah,
different trees, how many, and the
yeah,
sizes and everything.
yeah.
Very detailed. So also in Tema, I think you showed me the Ishikanto, and you said that practice came from China. What
Yes,
exactly was the Ishikanto, and I guess what did it mean? And do all the villages have this?
yes. Ishikanto was believed to be popular in China, coastal area of Fujian and Shandong. Fujian is my hometown. So this is a place do a lot of exchange with Ryukyu Kingdom, Fujian province and Shandong province. You say because we believe there's energy in the nature come directly enter like intrude directly more flow directly. Energy is not good, or we can say the wind, the strong wind come into the house, a building directly and strongly is not good, ominous. So when you want to avoid this kind of thing, so we use the ishikanto. This is a plate of stone to stop the energy, to like return the energy, evil energy. So in many Chinese culture and Okinawa culture, it's invisible, but we believe in it. So bad energy come. We don't want the bad energy to come directly to my house. So we put a plate of stone in the corner. Okay, in the corner. Usually in the crossings, the crossings, to come directly. So we use the plane to return the evil energy. And this kind of tradition, we say traditional tradition, also come to Okinawa. I guess together with the Chinese immigrants. And nowadays in Ishikanto, we say Shikandan is popular everywhere in China, except Tibet. Tibet is different region from China, mainland China.
So the Ishikanto is always like at the kind of at the beginning of the I guess where all the homes are,
Yes, for home,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay. And then I think you talked about like how the village was set up. You talked a little bit about the feng shui design of the village, right?
Yes,
And how the village was set up. Can you talk a little bit about that?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we think that the feng shui, I guess the Ryukyu people, it was said, the historian says the feng shui was brought by Chinese immigrants to Okinawa in 1392. So because we have a lot of voyage between China and Okinawa, Ryukyu, Chinese come here, right? So they also brought feng shui concept to Okinawa. And feng shui, when we explain feng shui in the modern language, we say this is environment assess technology. So this is some knowledge of how to select a good place to live, a good place for grave, a good place for the capital, the different scale. This is like a landscape selection. And they also have some technology of the environmental, like repair. And there are some bad points we can repair. The typical way of repairing is use the tree plantation. They plant the tree spells to stop the evil energy, something like that. Okay. And Okinawa, the feng shui came to Okinawa. Ryukyu also have when the Ryukyu elite, their people go to stay in Fujian, right? They stay in Fujian and they learn feng shui directly from Chinese people, very famous people. One of the most famous feng shui master is Sayong. And they learned feng shui from Chinese people directly, and also local Chinese people live in Okinawa. They go to do inspection for the village. Sometimes the village bad things happen, like the kids got sick and people die and not good fortune, and they say okay, they will request the feng shui master in Ryukyu Kingdom. Here I want to mention that feng shui practice is very, how to say, official practice in Okinawa. only in Ryukyu. It has been prohibited in China. It has been prohibited in Korea. In both big country, all countries, they have been prohibited. But Okinawa, it's like a national practice. So when the village people, they want to consult the feng shui master, they request Shuri to dispatch a famous feng shui master to come. We have two diaries, two very famous documents on recording how the feng shui masters inspect the feng shui in north part of Okinawa. Another one is in Yayama in south part of Okinawa. They have inspected all the village and checked from according to feng shui rules. We should in feng shui theory, we need surroundings, good surroundings to protect the sign. So they say that for the low area, the feng shui master suggests you need to plant the trees. Okay, not have the low area. In the low area, that means the evil energy will come directly to the village. They say bad for the village, so we need to plant the trees on the lower topography. And there are another features I want to emphasize here. This is the combine. Okay, I already talked about they combine the indigenous older belief in Okinawa, the ancient belief of utaki in Okinawa. They say, okay, utaki, but they are also overlapping of the utaki belief and traditional belief and feng shui. For feng shui, we have the word said back mountain dragon, mountain. This is in the north part of village, and usually in the back we located the village back in here slope, and we call it a dragon. A dragon means origin of the good energy, vital energy. This is original the good energy, vital energy come to the village and make our village good fortune, good future. And this concept of whole back dragon mountain is the same to Okinawa concept of kusati mui. Also back mountain, I show you a map here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that it's similar, the same, also similar concept of feng shui and the Okinawa traditional village location. And I want to say this because of Okinawa in south part of China, we belong to the same, this is the climate zone. So we will always welcome the winds from south, but we need to avoid the strong wind from north. The same similar topography. That's why we have the similar belief, but we have different name or system. Okinawa, we believe in kusati mui. In China, we believe in the dragon mountain. So
okay.
You combine two beliefs together, and it's perfect for Okinawa. Nature and also topography.
Yeah, that's so interesting about like how you said how Okinawa was influenced a lot, by China, but also like Southeast Asia.
Yes.
And, the fukugi coming, from Southeast Asia. Yes. Yeah, it's just it is really a whole champuru, I guess.
Yeah. Okinawa is smart, and then people are very smart, like don't fight, don't oppose, but like accept. They always have the culture to accepting the knowledge from outside. They have the power to combine everything together, become and create a better version.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after, Tema, then we went to the Hiji village, right? And then we passed some kind of shrine, and there are those 3 stones, I think, in it. And there are like the 3 stones, and there was like a glass of something and some flowers. Yeah. What was the shrine and what was in there?
I guess this is a utaki.
That's an utaki?
Small village nearby the Hiji waterfall.
Yes.
Yeah. Now it is at the entrance of the Hiji waterfall, but it's the outskirts of another village. And the liquid must be awamori, Okinawa wine. They provide these offerings to the god, and usually they have 3 stones. This is a nature stone, the stone represents three gods, the gods.
Mm-hmm.
The Okinawan people, they use the stone for the god.
Okay.
They didn't have the figures like for Buddha we have figures, right? But no figure. The only stone is enough for Okinawa people.
So do most of the utaki have those 3 stones in there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Almost they have the stones.
Okay.
They have the god's name. Yeah. I cannot remember this in local language. They have the god's name.
Mm-hmm.
3 stone means 3 gods here.
So that was an utaki that we saw, I guess, near the entrance to the hiking trail.
Entrance the
And then on the mountainside, there's another utaki that you talked about, right?
Yeah, they say, okay, look at the this is a palm tree, right? Palm tree. Palm tree. In Okinawa language is kua. So the guide, no, we are not together with the guide. Okay, that's another time when I visit a waterfall, the tour guide, tour guide, she pointed the side and said, okay, look at this is a palm tree. Okay, palm tree was planted in front of the utaki. I guess this is the original one of the utaki. Yeah, before the village we saw nowadays in the coastal area, people live just on the slope of the very like to hide the house from typhoon. So this place is of the original utaki, and like we see the pantry, the planted because of they use the pantry for the ritual, for the pave the wall, pave on the floor. When people had to sit on the floor for the several hours to talk to the gods, so they use the palm tree leaf.
Oh, okay.
For paving. Yes, they cut this kind of things, prepare for the no plastic. They use the palm tree leaf.
Mm-hmm. So is there a trail then that goes up to the utaki on the mountain side?
Oh, I don't think so nowadays.
Oh, uh-huh.
It's quite stiff, right?
Yeah.
But maybe why? They maybe okay. I will confirm next time. Anyone still worship over there, go to play in the. But maybe we have, we have now, we have the passage utaki, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't go to the original one directly. We just like go to nearby and worship.
So
original
was the one on the bottom of the hill? Is that the passage utaki then?
Yeah, maybe this one. Yeah, maybe I'm not sure. I need to the one with you picture in your photo.
Yes.
Yeah, the one maybe the passage utaki.
Yeah, I mean that was so interesting. I had no knowledge about any of this before we went on this adventure. But yeah, thank you for taking me, and thank you for teaching me all this. I learned a lot. So what do you think? What do you think about, I guess, these sacred sites now? Should non-Okinawan people, visit these sacred sites?
I don't think so. No outsiders should come to the utaki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The utaki this is a part of most important part of our life, people's life. Not for the sightseeing, not for the tourist attraction. We cannot change, We the priests don't change the local life.
Yeah.
This is the last thing I want to change for our tourist industry. So we make a lot of tourist attractions, for industry, but I don't think that it can be one part of our tourist industry. As I have mentioned, this is called our people's life.
Mm-hmm. Wait, so you're saying, what were you saying, Bixia? You're saying this should not be part of the tourist industry?
No, yes.
Okay.
This is different from temple. Temple is for, if you come to temple or also shrine, everybody can come to worship for the believers. Okay, believers can from everywhere come to worship. But utaki is for local people, only for hamlets people.
Mm-hmm. But can outsiders go into the ashagi?
Yes, I believe we can. Mm-hmm. But not enter under the part under the roof.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, like, yeah, we don't want campers, people camping around the
Yeah,
ice.
we don't want people to intrude in the like disturb the Chen-Square life our God, you know.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, did you have anything else to add about anything to the sacred sites or the gods or advice for people? Advice for people, I guess, who want to learn more about these sacred places in Okinawa.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for your like inquiry. I enjoy in answering your questions, and I learn more. You know, it looks obvious, but it's sometimes it's very difficult to answer. You know, so like your questions give me a big chance to learn more about the Okinawa culture. So this is the part I love Okinawa so much. You know, this is the part combine nature and culture. You know, the nature in culture, the culture. This is the most charming part of Okinawa culture, and I hope that not. Of course, I will not guide the tourists to the utaki, but I will try to explain. Okay, the like easier understanding to the outsiders. I mean, this is the best contents of Okinawa. Okinawa for help people to understand Okinawa people's life, Okinawa people's not spirits. This is part interests me the most.
Maybe we can end on that. So, what you mentioned the term sacred forests also, and you said you really appreciate the linkage between, I guess, the natural world and the spiritual world with Okinawan people.
Yeah.
What do you mean? But what do you mean by that?
You know, the usually for Western, like in US, people for the nature conservatists, they also talk about we need to conserve the nature, okay, wildlife. But in Asian countries, we have a long history of people's living together with the nature, called coexistence with the nature. So I want to argue that we protect the nature. We protect nature. Also, the nature enrich our belief.
Yes.
One of my research work, one important part of my research work, I want to argue that what kind of where the people different location, the people worship different tree species for different reasons. You know, sometimes are cultural, sometimes are nature. We don't treat all the trees equally. You know, we select trees. We selected the trees in the history for the purpose for make our life happier, safer, and have more security. So we have been very wise in using the nature. We didn't look like a Western people. We look at nature, wildlife as itself. We like how to. I don't know whether I can explain to you better. We also create nature. We create. You know, Okinawa people create our utaki forest, right? And the utaki forest make our life happier, safer, and give a lot of good things. So we are like always, how to say, interacted with our life, interacted with nature. It's very interesting in Asian culture. Like Hawaii, you have a lot of, I believe.
Yes, exactly. Very similar to Hawaii, for
Yes.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Bixia. I really appreciate all the information and thank you for talking with me and thank you for showing me Okinawa. And, like I said, if you ever come to Hawaii, let me know and I'll definitely take you around Hawaii. Yeah, for sure.
My pleasure. Also, your questions inspire me a lot. Thank you so much for the chance.
Yeah, thank you. I'll try and put everything together and I'll add your bio and your contact info that you had listed and if people have questions, maybe you can help them on their spiritual journey also.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well, thank you again. And yeah, maybe our next conversation, we can talk about Okinawa. We didn't even talk about Okinawan plants and trees.
Yeah.
I think that would be maybe the next conversation in the future because I took a lot of notes about all the Okinawan plants and trees, and I'm sure you can give us a lot more information about that. But
yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, but this topic was so big already. So, yeah.
Yeah, I hope that I can explain to you clearly about the plants in Okinawa, the things for the outsiders. I love Okinawa culture so much.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. You're at the university. You're at the university right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Bixia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
If you loved today's episode, we'd greatly appreciate your support. Please consider making a small donation at donorbox.org/Luchu Nation. Your contribution helps us continue creating great content for you. Nifē dēbiru.